Hi, I'm Coach Chad Timmerman, TrainerRoad's head coach. All successful road cyclists follow a plan. Knowing which plan to choose is key. Our training plans are broken up into 3 sequential phases: base, build, and specialty. As you progress through each phase, your training becomes more specific to the demands of your goal event. Let's walk through each training phase. During the base phase, your training will be focused on cultivating your base fitness, building strength, and refining your technique. Together, these will establish a solid foundation of form and fitness. There are 2 different base training plans available to TrainerRoad athletes. First, our Sweet Spot base plan will provide a blend of sweet spot, threshold, and even VO2 max efforts that will lay the groundwork for the training to come. The traditional base plan takes a more old-fashioned approach to base training. Unless you have at least 10 hours a week to train, I do not recommend this long, lower intensity approach. In almost every case, I recommend Sweet Spot base to our athletes. It's the most efficient way to establish a well-rounded base of fitness. If you have any doubt about which base plan to choose, go for Sweet Spot base. Once you've worked through the base phase, it's time to focus on raising your sustainable power. Regardless of which type of rider you are, this phase will prepare your mind and body for the rigors of the more specialized training to come. There are 3 different build plans to choose from. The plan you choose depends on the event or the season you're preparing for. If you're preparing for a race with short, intense efforts like a criterium or an event with punchy climbs, then the short power build training plan is what you need. The general build training plan is what the majority of road cyclists will choose. The varied demands of road racing require a broad yet specialized approach. If you're a road racer who races on a variety of courses, this plan is for you. Finally, time trialists and riders preparing for long, sustained climbs will have the most success with the Sustained Power Build training plan. This plan is also ideal for century riders. The final training phase is the most event-specific yet. In this phase of training, we're going to fine-tune your fitness to best suit the demands of your event. Each discipline of road racing has a specialty plan associated with it. Criterium racing, road races, time trials, and endurance races like gravel grinders and grand fondos are all covered. Pick the specialty plan that corresponds to your goal event or season. Each one of our plans has 3 different volumes: low, mid, and high. 2 main factors will determine which volume you pick: training stress and time. First and foremost, consider the amount of training stress your body can handle. The demands of indoor training may be more intense than what you're used to, so make sure to take that into account when you choose your plan's volume. Next, consider how much time you have to dedicate to training. Just because you have a lot of time to train doesn't mean you should pick the high volume plan. If you're having difficulty choosing between 2 volumes of a plan, pick the lower volume. You can always increase volume during your next training block. All TrainerRoad training plans are flexible. Here are some frequently asked questions about how to adjust your training plan. What if I have less than the prescribed time to progress through base, build, and specialty? Newer cyclists should prioritize their base conditioning above all, but experienced athletes can use their own judgment based on their current level of fitness. Almost every athlete will benefit from a full build phase, so whenever possible, shoot for the full duration of your build training plan. If necessary, the specialty phase can be reduced by going as far through the plan as time allows. In all cases, leave at least 1 week to taper your training before your event. This can be done by using a scheduled recovery week or making it all the way to the final weeks of your specialty plan. What if I have more than the prescribed number of weeks before my goal event? After completing all 3 training phases, a couple of weeks of low intensity work is in order. This can be followed by a partial repeat of the build phase. This will set the stage for further increases in fitness following a second specialty plan. Better recovered athletes should revisit the latter half of their build plan, while less recovered athletes will be better served by repeating the earlier half. What if I have multiple races over the season? In this case, you'll have to decide the importance of each race. You'll then schedule your training to peak for your highest priority race or closely scheduled set of races. It's important to recognize that you can't maintain your peak fitness for very long, and effective training is cyclical in nature. How do I fit racing in with my training plan? Many road racers compete throughout the season. Feel free to substitute a race for one of your higher intensity workouts. This is an acceptable, if not encouraged, approach. All right, that's it. You're all set to start following a structured training plan. Good luck, train hard.